Everyone is trying to figure out what is going to happen with Brandon Ayuk and the San Francisco 49ers. Is a deal going to get done? Are they going to wait till the draft? Is it going to get traded? Is it water under the bridge? Or we just got to wait and see? There's a lot of options available right now, which is why I think it's left 49er fans specifically in a bit of a purgatory, just kind of a waiting period of what are we going to get? It could be really good, could be really bad, could be somewhere in the middle. We just really don't know. So we've talked about it at nauseum at this point. So it's always good to hear different perspectives on the matter. So we hear right now from Dante Whitner, who joined the Kay Adams show up in Adams to discuss this and give his prediction of what he believes is going to be the outcome regarding the Brandon Ayuk 49ers contract scenario. And again, we're in these scenarios all the time. So at this point, we're war veterans when it comes to contract negotiations being played out in the media and all that different type of stuff. But again, like I said, it's always interesting to get people's opinions, such as guys like Dante Whitner. So take a listen to what he had to say right here with Kay Adams.
What do they need to do in the draft or other things that you want to see done? And as you mentioned, this Brandon Ayuk saga, if we could touch on that a little bit. Debo, there was something fuzzy there. I don't know if he legit came out and said last year I wanted a trade and all that, and then it gets worked out. Do you see Ayuk sort of following in the footsteps? And how would you describe this? Are we at a frozen point, or are we at a stalemate here?
Well, we experience this each and every offseason. You have players that go out and play fantastic. They play above and beyond what is expected of them. And then when it comes time for the contract negotiations, there's sort of a stalemate there. And we've seen it happen with Debo Samuel in the past. We saw it happen with Nick Bosa last year, who's pretty much their best player on the entire team. And the same thing is going to happen with Brandon Ayuk this year. I've seen all of the different things he was posting on Instagram. Mm-hmm. That's just adds to the mystique. I think that eventually John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, and the 49ers organization understand how valuable Brandon Ayuk is to their ultimately capturing the Super Bowl and the Lombardi. So, yeah, give it a little time, but it'll all play out.
Wait, I love that's the take, that it's just adding to the mystique. Ayuk's just doing it. That's just what do you mean? What would make Brandon Ayuk do that? That's not worrisome.
It's his time. It's his time, right? The media is all speculating. The fans are all speculating. His teammates, the front office are all speculating. Everybody waits till they get to this moment when they are coming up on free agency to be able to, control the narrative here.
Got it.
And that's what Brandon Ayuk is doing. For so long, he was in Kyle Shanahan's doghouse. He was actually benched early in his career. And he incrementally got better and better. And this year, we can all sit here and argue that he was arguably one of the top 5 wide receivers in all of football. So Brandon Ayuk is demanding the attention right now. And he's eventually going to get exactly what he deserves. And that's a major bag.
I can't wait for him to get that back. He's so important to everything to do, like you're saying.
Now, I can't say that I disagree with anything that Dante Whitner has said. I think the main thing is it's a waiting game. We understand that these types of moves are driven by deadlines and things like that. We're still a ways away from the NFL draft. And of course, we're still a ways away from training camp, which is ultimately likely when we are anticipating a deal gets done. So there's still a lot of waiting left, but as we just discussed, the draft is an invisible deadline of whether or not a deal could get done that trades Brandon Ayuk away. And again, if they make it through the draft, very, very high likelihood that Brandon Ayuk remains a 49er. So kind of like what Dante Whitner said, it's just kind of a lot of wait and see. And in regards to like the social media stuff, we understand what that is too. It's to get these conversations out in the public. And I think there was a way that like George Kittle managed his contract negotiations, although they were difficult and tough. And some twists and turns popped up, he was ultimately quiet. There wasn't a whole lot of noise around it other than me just posting hashtag pay George Kittle. But there wasn't a lot of hoopla about it. But since then, we've seen those trends change where Deebo Samuel makes some noise, and we understood he requested a trade, but ultimately signed with the 49ers. And, Brandon Ayuk makes some noise. But again, he is now one of the hot topics in the NFL. Everyone's talking about him. It's another opportunity to get people discussing his numbers, get people discussing his production, what he's earning. And if you look across the league, anyone that talks about Brandon Ayuk is talking about him in a high regard, as a high value player, and as someone who deserves to get paid. So all that being said, I get the social media stuff, makes perfect sense to me. I get where Dante Whitner's coming from, of just kind of got to let this thing play out, got to wait and see. Again, the only thing that's been bothering me is just because of someone who covers the 49ers and sits up late at night thinking about these types of things. It's just like, well, what happens if Justin Jefferson gets paid? CeeDee Lamb came out today, said he's basically guaranteeing himself as a Dallas Cowboy moving forward. It's much different conversations around CD compared to anything that we've heard from Ayuk or we've heard from Justin Jefferson or anything for that matter. It sounds like CeeDee Lamb is very confident that he's going to get a big time lucrative deal from the Dallas Cowboys. Whereas I think BA has to fight for that because the 49ers have him under team control in the 5th-year option. But for contrasting sake, so does CeeDee Lamb, So we'll see. Both Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb were drafted in the first round, just like Brandon Ayuk in the same class. So they're all going to get paid around the same time. They should all get paid around the same time. And one of them is going to set the market. It's going to set the standard of what wide receivers are going to get paid. So my assumption, just in that regard, it would most likely be Justin Jefferson at the top, CD just slightly below, and then Brandon Ayuk just slightly below that. So we'll see if the 49ers can get a deal done before those two ink a contract. But hey, if those two ink a contract, I do think it will have an impact on what Brandon Ayuk ultimately does as well. But again, main point still exists. Wait and see. And the hope is that we get something done sooner rather than later, even though that is not the likely outcome. What do you think of what Dante Whitner had to say? What do you think about this situation? Just playing out the way it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.